We are going to continue working on our program, taking advantage of the properties of inheritance. If you compile this new version of the program, you will see two counters in the top left corner. These counters indicate the number of laps that each of the two cars has completed. We have also included a milestone in the track, a black stripe, approximately halfway to the finish line. The car must pass first this milestone and then the finish line in order to increase by 1 the number of laps completed. If you look at the classes on the right, you will see two new classes. The halfway line class is pretty simple. It extends the acto class and receives an image in the constructor. This image will be the black stripe. The counter class has three attributes: an identifier with the player number and two attributes of type color. Color is a standard Java class that we can use in our code and that allows defining colors in multiple ways. We need to import this class, including a sentence at the beginning of our counter class. Import java.awt.color, semicolon. The most common colors, black, yellow, green, blue, etc., are already defined as constants in this Java class. The constructor of the counter class receives three arguments, initializes the three attributes, and calls the method update with value 0. The method update sets the message that will be shown in this counter. This message will be an instance of the Greenfoot image class with a string, a font size for the string, and two colors, one for the text and one for the background. This string contains the number of the player and the number of laps this player has completed. This method needs to be called every time we want to update the number of laps of the car. The MyWorld class has been modified in this version of the program. The method populateWorld in this class creates an instance of halfway line and two instances of counter with identifiers 1 and 2 and with colors blue and green for player 1 and white and black for player 2. Here we also need to import a color class in order to use the constants that store the values for these colors. These three instances are added to the scene using the method addObject as usual. We have also arranged the two instances of the classes car and sport car in one single array. This is possible in this case because both are instances of the car class, and we can cast instances of the sport car class directly into instances of the car class. This property of inheritance allows traversing an array that contains instances of a superclass and its subclasses using a for loop. In this case, we don't save many lines of code, but if the array becomes larger, then it's worthy. In this class, we can also see that we modify the constructors of the classes car and sport car. If you stop for a second in the creation of the instances of the classes car and sport car, you will see that they present more arguments now. They receive, for example, an instance of the counter, which will be associated to .car, and also two integers with the position of the finish line on the scene. We will use this position to restart the location of the car in case it gets stuck in the barriers. The car class has now 5 new attributes: initial X and initial Y, with the position we will use to restart the location of the car on the scene, the number of laps the car has completed, a boolean indicating if the car has passed the halfway mark, and an instance of the counter class. Every attribute has set and get methods at the bottom of the car class. In addition, there are 3 new methods. The method check halfway line checks if the car is touching the black stripe, and if so, it changes the attribute halfway mark to true. The method increase counter checks if the car is touching the finish line and if the halfway mark is true. If both conditions are true, then this method increases the number of laps, updates the value shown in the counter, calling the method update from the counter class, and sets the attribute halfway mark to false. The method restart position checks if the user has pressed the key P, and if so, it moves the car back to the initial position, setting the halfway mark to false. We have overridden the method restart position in the sport car class to restart the position, but when the user presses the key Z. Now it's time for you to play with this game and improve the code.